Sometimes we talk about pieces which are not jewelry, but which are bejeweled. Today I have one of those bejeweled pieces to share with you. Jewel-encrusted, as a matter of fact. This is what's known as St. Stephen's purse, and although this does look like a very serious ancestor to those rhinestone-covered Judith Lieber bags that every celebrity had on the red carpet in the early aughts, this is a reliquary. If you are not familiar with what a reliquary is, it's a container that holds the remains or purported remains of a Catholic saint. Reliquaries come in all shapes and sizes. Some are rather morbid, and those are my favorites. But this one is shaped like a purse or pilgrim's bag. As the name suggests, this reliquary once held relics associated with St. Stephen, who is actually the very first saint, which means he's a pretty big deal. This reliquary is said to have contained soil soaked with the blood of St. Stephen, although analysis has confirmed that there is no soil left inside, just a small scrap of fabric, which was definitely added at a much later date. This reliquary was made in the 9th century, around the year 830, and although it looks like it was made out of solid gold, it is actually made mostly out of willow wood. It is covered in what is described as gold foil, although I'd say it's more correct to say gold sheet, with a large amount of cabochon-cut gemstones set in the front. While the gemstones at first glance look like they are just haphazardly jumbled, they do actually create the shape of a cross. The top ornament is not original and was probably added in the 15th century. I can't find any sources that list which gemstones were used, and going based off of photos is a bit difficult because the lighting changes in every picture. The ones that I can positively identify are garnet, pearls, emeralds, aquamarines, amethyst, and what looks to me like red spinel. This reliquary is also associated with Charlemagne. He was a king and emperor who united most of Western and Central Europe, so he was also a pretty big deal. The purse was given to him by Pope Leo III, and it was subsequently used for coronations of Holy Roman emperors for centuries. For these coronations, it would be placed inside of a specially built niche inside of Charlemagne's marble throne. I'm guessing it was behind this little wooden door. This is entirely unrelated, but my favorite Charlemagne fact is that he had a brother named Carloman, and Charlemagne and Carloman definitely sounds a bit like a Mario-Wario situation. While the front of the purse is covered in gems, the sides are mostly decorated in medallions showing images of hunters, fishermen, and, intriguingly, what is described as a goddess of vengeance, which is not something you would expect to find on a Catholic artifact. The back was most likely once covered in these same medallions, but at some point in the 18th century, it was covered in gold-plated silver sheet. St. Stephen's purse is now kept at the Kunsthistorisches Museum in Vienna.